So I've been following pretty closely what's going on with Wizards of the Coast from a business perspective, from a like a macro level. And I'm seeing a lot of parallels to what is going on with Marvel Comics. It has a lot of the same. Let's put it this way. I don't want to company culture wise, Marvel and Wizards of the Coast are basically the same. The type of articles that they put out when they can share a particular narrative is the same narrative. They do all this. They have all the same types of people making decisions at these companies. And with the recent, I just did a video on how Wizards of the Coast actually started removing bylines from lore articles on their website to prevent, they say, they don't really give a good reason. Apparently they can't put more than one name on a line, like technologically they can't do that. So they had to remove them. But what we all know is that this is about protecting the authors from salty comments or perhaps just constructive criticism. They don't want that. They don't want your feedback. They know what they're doing is 100% correct and it can't possibly be improved. This is very similar to how Marvel editors take constructive criticism. Now, they get a lot of flack on the internet. And some of these authors on Wizards of the Coast probably got a few over-the-line comments in their day, just like any one of us who puts ourselves out there in the public eye do. Now, it would be great if those things didn't happen. Believe me, I'm not saying that it's just okay that it happens, but it's unrealistic to expect that not to happen. I'm sorry, not sorry. And from a sales perspective, I'm starting to see a trend where Marvel sales are more public, like issue sales. You can kind of track their sales a lot easier. Even though Wizards is publicly traded, and you can see their financial reports at the end of the year, or if they were to release anything on a quarter by quarter basis, you could see that. I have a theory, and that is sales have been trending down on core sets for some time. That is simply why they put the lottery cards in. The lottery cards, they told you, were to reduce the cost of standard. But the real reason the lottery cards were put in were to increase sales. Duh, right? Of course. Good move by them. What I don't like is when companies just lie about it, right? What would have been wrong if they just said, hey, we noticed some dipping and people are drafting less. We wanted to entice more people to draft. No, they lied and said it was to make standard more affordable, which is baloney. Then that stopped working. It worked for about a year, and then people got sick of it. They ruined the card frame. They put too many in every set, and everyone got sick of it. And what happens next? They go to the next logical plan. Now, they see sales a year ahead of time. They design sets far in advance. I work for a client that does dated products, and we're already designing 2019 stuff, and 2018 stuff is barely even selling yet, calendars and stuff. So I know these sets have been in the works for a while, so it's not like they just threw together sets, but I believe they knew, let's say a year ago, that the lottery cards were just going to be a temporary fix because Pokemon had done it. Yu-Gi-Oh has done it with their super ultra mega ghost rares, all this stuff. Everybody does it. Fine. It wasn't original, but it's a fine business tactic. But now what we're seeing is an absolute deluge of end-of-year products coming from Wizards of the Coast. What they're trying to do is finish with a very strong Q4 because nobody cares about Q1. They're going to drain the main vein of their Magic players in November and December to have a super strong fiscal fourth quarter. Is there anything wrong with this? Absolutely not. I think more products are good, but what it does is scare me. I think that Magic is bleeding players at a rate that is alarming to people at Wizards of the Coast. Sales are dropping. Local game stores are suffering. They've opened this exclusive product to everybody, disincentivizing people from showing up at local game stores. They make bad decisions by removing FNM promos. They are doing all of the things that are going to close local game stores faster. And let's be honest, God bless local game store owners, but it's a tough road to choose financially. It is tough. It's like taking a vow of poverty. It's like becoming a public school teacher. Thank you, local game store owners and operators. But what we see is exactly what Marvel is doing. And we know now that the reason Marvel is flooding the shelves with special editions, multiple, every freaking comic has to have multiple art covers. They have to have a prologue, epilogue at the end of every run. They have 100 different comics. They're sending more and more free comics to comic stores, just flooding the shelves with garbage to make their sales numbers, because they know their most loyal fans will just spend more money. And what scares me is I think they're going to reach the natural conclusion faster. We already see lots of comic book stores closing down, and I think this is going to hit local game stores in 2018 hard. Because when are you the most broke? When you run a business is at the beginning of the year. And everybody is going to spend, they are going to drain everybody in November, December, and nobody's going to be buying product in January, February, and March. And how are these local game stores going to stay open? Just look at this release schedule. Let's start in October. Well, we have the end of September. We have a brand new set, Ixalan. That's not uncommon, okay? Commander product also in August, not uncommon. Gift pack, that's not uncommon too. Coming out in October, I don't know where that normally lies. But let's get into November. We have a dual deck, Merfolk versus Goblins. Iconic Masters. This is a premium $10 a pack set, by the way. Then we have Explorers of Ixalan in November. Then we have a From the Vault Transform product in November. So we have 4 products in November, 2 of which are complete sets, an Iconic Masters and a From the Vault. Then we move to December, and it gets even crazier. We have Unstable, a 216 card set. Rivals of Ixalan in 1st of January. So we have, or in January. So in a 3-month period, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 full sets. Okay. And then they finally get a break. And this is why Masters is coming out in March, because they know people are going to be spent. January, Rivals of Ixalan, I'm going to guess. I hope I'm wrong, but I am guessing that the set is going to suck. I think that's set from a sales perspective. I hope I'm wrong, but people are going to buy Unstable. People may or may not buy From the Vault. It depends if there's going to be value in it. People are getting sick of buying bent cards. I would honestly say Explorers of Ixalan is really at risk for having soft sales too, because people are going to spend their money on Iconic Masters. I'm going to. That's what I'm going to buy if I'm buying anything. And I'm going to save money, and I'm going to play Unstable. And I'm going to buy a couple boxes of that and draft it with my friends. I'm not going to have money for From the Vault. I'm not going to have money for Explorers of Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan. I think you're going to see people taking this set off. And then we have Masters 25 to spice it back up. Everyone's going to buy this if the set's good. Then Return to Dominaria, smart move, big set. People are going to like it. But I don't know how long Wizards can sustain this. And then you have an undercurrent of issues where we have the absolute worst, to borrow a line from someone else, we're heading into the 25th anniversary of Magic the Gathering with the worst Magic card quality in 25 years. Period. Alpha cards, it's been nothing but downhill since Alpha. And people are getting sick of it. People are getting sick of opening up bent cards brand new out of the pack. They're sick of all the printing errors. There was an era, young kiddies, where people collected misprints because they were super rare. Now, they're old hat. Misprints are the new regular prints. Mark my words. I'm nervous for 2018 financially for Wizards of the Coast. I think they are going to pull ahead hard in November. I think they're going to have the best Q4 in history. No doubt in my mind. None. But I think they're going to pull ahead and have some of the worst Q1 and Q2s in history. And my fear is, how will local game stores survive all of this? But, as always, I hope I'm wrong about this, but I'm curious what you think. So leave your comments down in the comment section down below, and I look forward to talking because I'm a little nervous.